Hey everyone, welcome back to the boosnbays podcast. I'm your host, Jace. This is Madison. We're back. We took a little break after our little bender of podcast episodes. Yeah. But what are we going to be talking about today?
Today we're going to be talking about ghosts. I know that we talk about ghosts in pretty much
every episode.
We bring it back to ghosts. But we haven't really had like an episode where we just talk about ghosts. We've talked about the spirits of ghosts. We've talked about spirits in houses, but we've never just talked about the concept
about a lot of spirits in houses
in general. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
See how you feel, because I know you like to stir the pot with pretty much everything you do. So first of all, let's start it off easy. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah, I think if I have a haunted or like a spooky podcast about ghosts, I kind of have to believe to some.
But to what extent?
I think
because like BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Oh, okay.
You know.
I think I'm not like a 10 out of 10, but I'm like a good 8 or 9. Because the thing that's going to get me to the 10 out of 10, I just need to see it happen. Or I need like something to happen to me.
Okay.
For instance, we needed to go somewhere and then like, I'm not saying I want to, but like if I got scratched. Or like if I saw like an apparition. Or like if a chair moved or something like that, then I'd be like, okay.
So you're not like I'll just like, you won't listen to other people's stories and just believe it.
Yeah, like they're still like scary and like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. But like, I'm like, how true is that? Like these like, I guess these like shows and movies when they portray like people like getting flung across the room and all that. I'm like, oh, that's.
Or even like TikTok has been a big thing.
Yeah.
Where they'll post like, oh my gosh, look at this, what I caught on my Ring camera.
Yeah, I'm like
that was like a bird. Like I'm pretty sure that was a robin.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. So if something happened to me, that's going to get me to like the 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, you know, I'm going to be like, okay. Ghosts are, a thing. Do you feel the same way? Are you like a 10 out of 10 right now?
I'm a 10 out of 10 for sure.
Okay. Oh, you've had stuff happen to you though.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with ghosts. I feel like people in my family, I feel like are very apt to seeing paranormal stuff.
Yeah, I think you're like psychic, or you're. Is that what the correct terminology? You're like a medium?
I would not say that I'm a medium because
you're a beginner medium. How about that?
I'm scared. That's the thing. Me and like my mom and my aunt are very like in tune with stuff like that. But they've always said like me and my cousin have had stuff like that happen, but we scared. So we like it. We're not super welcoming, I feel like, towards it. But I have seen things like people that I thought were there, and then I found out that there's no one there.
Like at St. Augustine, and you might want to check out that podcast.
Yeah, if
you want to hear about her stories.
That, I'll drop the tour link below. See if you see the same girl.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm definitely a believer, and I think that it's just like a funky concept to think of, that you just like die and then that's it. You know?
Yeah, no. Like
just no one lives.
But I also think like a realistic part of it, I guess. I think it's healthy to have like a believer and then like, like someone that like believes, that's like open to believing, but like also like they need to see it from themselves kind of thing. I think it's healthy to have that kind of like relationship. I
think a lot of people also, some people think of ghosts in terms of religion.
Okay.
So I think some people don't think of ghosts if they think of it in terms of religion, if they don't believe in any particular religion.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that that's like a thing. And some people are just like plain out, like they're like, no, you're just seeing things, or like whatever. But there are some videos even on the internet that it's kind of like there's literally no other explanation besides
I agree.
Like, and because it's like there's obviously like staged videos where it's like, oh, so you had a camera set up in your kitchen and you caught it on camera kind of thing. But then it's like there's like a random like grainy CCTV footage and it's like of just like someone just vanishing into thin air, and it's like, okay, where'd they go?
That's true.
That's
true.
Like, it's creepy.
Like I've had some things happen to me where it's like, okay, that's kind of hard to explain. Like I really don't know how to. Like I'm pretty sure there is, but like, yeah, there's just stuff that I'm like, okay, that might send me to a 10 out of 10 right there. But like, I'm just gonna be that person to be like, you know what? I'm not gonna jump to conclusions yet. I'm gonna like.
You're a realist.
Yeah, I'm gonna like think of every possible solution, and if I still can't think of anything, then.
See, my tendency is to jump to the least possible solution.
Yeah, we know.
And then I
we
work
know about that.
from there. So we'll see where that gets us, you know.
We're gonna be like a haunted like asylum. You're gonna be like, Chase, look, what is that? I'd be like, Madison.
And you're like, we haven't even gone in.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what that is. Like, I think that's a palm tree. Like,
no, I know that's my problem, but it's fine. We're all believers at some point. Okay. Why do you think some people become ghosts? Like after they die? Do you think it's like a... Well, I'll let you... What do you think?
I think there's levels to it. I think, you know, it's what some people think, like, vengeful ghosts. So they stay here to haunt, you know, do whatever. I think other ghosts, like, try to find the purpose.
Give vengeful ghosts. Unfortunately.
I don't know what I'm going to be vengeful about, but... Like
because you're petty, so I feel like you would be...
Oh, like someone killed me.
But it wouldn't even be
Come on now.
You would be like... It would be like a freak accident, but you would stay and be like, nah, you're still getting haunted.
I think that'd be kind of fun, though, to haunt someone.
Who would be your first person to haunt?
You know, I thought about this, actually. I think it'd probably be one of my friends, like, maybe, like, you or, like, my parents or something like that. But, like, it wouldn't be to, like, scare haunt. It'd be kind of more to just, like...
Just fuck with you?
Yeah, no, pretty much. And then just be like, I would want to give you a clue, like... Okay, this is going to sound kind of weird. But, like, say the like, the wind or the mirror is foggy. Because you just got, like, the shower or something. I write on my, like, Jace.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. You'd be like, oh, nice.
Yeah, no, exactly. I feel like if you were to haunt me, it would be something like I drop my keys and you just keep kicking them across the parking lot. Like, have me chase them.
You know,
I feel
if
like
that
with
did
your
happen...
parents, it would be like, take your dog and just, like, have her float, like, around the house.
If anything, what I want you to do... I want you to have, like, a separate, like, doll or something like that, so I can attach to that doll. And I can become, like, the Annabelle, you know? I can be, like, an Annabelle doll.
Oh, yeah, I could bring you to
and then you bring me around. Exactly.
It'd be like Flat Stanley.
Yeah, keep me in your car, like, in the passenger seat, and then wherever you go, I'll be there.
I'll be haunting. Take it cross country.
Well, you'll be driving on the highway. I'll just turn off your car.
And that's all I hear is the laugh as I go careening off the side of the fucking bridge. Yeah, you hate to see that. So I guess why people become ghosts after they die, if you're Jace's, it's just a Tuesday, maybe.
I think there's, like, it's like a thing of if they have anything left to do. Like, if they kind of left the world, like, prematurely, or, like...
Unfinished biz.
Yeah, you know? But also, like, you know, some people say they could be trapped here.
Yeah.
And they can't, like, go on to the afterlife, you know, kind of thing. So, you know, I think there's levels to it. But why people are, like, here and haunted, I think it's just because, you know, they could be vengeful. They could maybe want to see their family again, you know, like, they're sad or they're, like, regretful or something like that. So they're, like, here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that. Okay. I would agree.
I was, like, halfway through. I'm like, I think I'm just yapping right now.
Yeah.
Like...
No. I agree. But I also think, like... I don't know. I almost feel like ghosts and spirits are different. Because I feel like ghosts are more, like, to me... Because then I think of, like, people, like, family members or whatever that I know that are dead. I don't think that there's any unfinished business necessarily. That they're just, like, hanging. But I have seen, like, my grandfather used to sit on his walker, like, in their, like, sunroom.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, one day I was sitting there, I was having lunch with my cousin and my grandmother, and, like, I, like, literally, like, looked over and saw him just, like, scooting across. And I was like, Like, literally looked at, like, it was him, but I was like, I don't think he's here for any unfinished business.
So do you think...
I almost wonder if it's like, oh, maybe he's like a spirit, because it's, like, different.
Do you think that it could have... Because I've heard this theory
It's not something
a lot.
anyone... It's not that if anybody stayed at my nanny's house, they would see him.
Oh, okay.
You know, but, like, I see him because I know him. Does that make sense?
No, it does. And that was why I was thinking... I've seen a lot of people say that the reason you might see something is because it's, like, a moment of time. Like...
Yeah.
It's just going to loop. Like, he's not there, or like a ghost isn't there. They're just, like, cycling, like they're going in, like, the room because that's what they did every single day. So they're kind of just like, it's like a, I don't know what it's called, but it's just like repetition. Like, they only go into that one room, or
Yeah.
like they only like go down that one hallway and then they disappear, and then maybe later they'll come down the hallway
Yeah.
again, disappear, come down the hallway. Like they're just repeating like
Yeah.
what they did. So I think that could be like a good thing, or like a thing too is just like maybe they're not there to like, maybe they're like remembrances there,
Yeah.
and not like a spirit version of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get
Like the
that.
moment, yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
and I think like I wonder that would be like because I don't even know how to test that, or if like other people think that, or if they just kind of all lump them together.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's definitely like a degree of separation
No, 100%.
between the layers of it.
I think there's only one way to find out. We might just have to find the most haunted place in Florida,
Hey,
and just
Me
pop
again.
out,
Are you a ghost or a spirit? What do you feel?
and then we'll get on like the Estes method or like the EVP or whatever, and they'll just be like, "Yo, shut the fuck up!" Like,
Try to fucking sleep. Which I guess kind of leading into that, would you actually like not just visit a haunted home, but like live like in a haunted house, like, and not like one that like in every scary movie where they like get a house and they're like, wow, it's only $10. That's crazy. Sorry, my boss moved us out here, honey. And then it's like you find out there's a murder. Like somebody's like, hey, this house is reported. People are getting flung. Like people have been getting scratched. Like things are like food's getting left out. Like
I would think there's a squatter.
Would you-
I'm like,
you said, I'm actually getting robbed. Like you're just not doing your job. Would you like? Let's say you could live there for free.
mm-hmm.
The only caveat to it is that it's haunted as fuck.
I can live there for
So,
free.
like-
But this ghost is malicious. Like it's gonna
Like it's not like a.
it's gonna bend me backwards. Like while I'm sleeping.
I would. Well, okay, because I feel like obviously anyone would most likely would pick no, but maybe if they were like neutral, like just
Like I'll just
they're
like
not
be
great.
watching TV and I'll see something out of the corner of my eye. Like the TV might flip on.
Yeah, like the lights might flick on, like they might just be walking around, so you might, like you said, you might see them, doors closed, like nothing like mean, but
You know, I think. All right, hear me out on this. I think I would, especially if it's like free. This economy.
the rent is so expensive.
Hey, you know, but like, if they're not like harming me, then like I feel like eventually I'll get used to it.
Yeah,
So like I'm willing to just deal with it for like a couple months and then be like, okay, well, there's Tom. Tom, why are you closing the door, Tom?
I feel like I would make it a mission to learn who it was.
Like a Ouija board kind of stuff, or just be like,
No, just kind of like maybe see what they look like and see if I can find any records. Like I don't want to bother them, but like I want to address them by their name. I don't want to just like name them like Casper. That seems impersonal. You know?
Casper. No, I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, I think if they're not malicious, if they're malicious, that's a different thing. Like, maybe I'd want to try it out, but like at the same time,
I would be open to doing it for a week. I don't think I could like.
that's perfect. I just
actively-
booked the Sally House for a couple days.
You said, "Oh, good, I bought it. I am the new owner." I don't know. I feel like I would have to like live there for a week or like 30 days. I don't think I could just like jump into like, because I would be like, okay, well, how bad are the ghosts? Because I would start getting like irritated if my milk was left out every night.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Like, I would start throwing fists wherever to the air, I guess. But
that's another thing. I think if it's a malicious ghost, I think I'd be more fed up with them like beating me than like them like scaring me, if that makes sense. Like man, I want to go out, but I have this giant ass gash on my arm. Like, I don't want anybody to think I'm doing something, you know?
yeah.
And I'll be like, man, I have this bruise on my like cheek. Like,
Get my ass.
yeah, I don't want that, you know? But like, I don't have a problem with it scaring me. Like, fine.
This sounds really weird. I feel like it would depend on how populated the neighborhood was. Like, I don't want to live in a haunted house also in the middle of a cornfield. Like, that might set me over the edge if I felt like it was just the two of us. But I feel like if it's just, if you're on a neighborhood, there can't be that many malicious ghosts. When you look at scary movies in general, typically the spirits are always in houses, or a lot of times are in houses that are like a little more secluded.
No,
You know?
I agree. No, if it was in my neighborhood, I wouldn't mind. Like, my house.
Right.
But it's funny because like I say that now, but then like my parents left and we recorded all that, At night, it was kind of eerie.
It's a little touch and go, I'm gonna be honest.
If I didn't have my dog with me, I might have.
Who do you think would win?
Oh, that's a good question, and I'm willing to find that out too. But yeah, no, it was a little eerie. So I think if you ask me this question when I'm home alone at night, like 2 a.m., like after I watch The Exorcist or whatever, my answer might be a little different than 7:30.
Yeah, and I also feel like there's a lot of times where there's like, I feel like there's a lot of times where do you ever think that you see ghosts like out and about? Like sometimes like maybe you quick glance, like look and someone's there and you turn around and there's literally like they just disappeared.
My answer is kind of biased just because I suffer from schizophrenia, but
I hate it. No, seriously, there's like it was like a running bit kind of, but me, RJ, and Kenzie used to go to this ice cream place, and there was like this lady that was just bitter as hell to be there, but like we would get helped by her, but I don't think we ever saw her help anybody else. So that it was kind of like a running joke that like, oh, it was just like a ghost at Baskin Robbins that only we could see. But honestly,
I don't think I can have it. Like I've had any of those. Like I don't think I've been out in public and been like, oh, there's a ghost.
Sometimes I see people, but it's happened to me where people have been like right next to me and then I turn around and there's nowhere they could have gone, but they're nowhere to be found. But I don't know if that's like a dimension thing, but that would be that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, they just kind of teleport into like a whole like.
No, but like wall. Not them teleporting. Like, do you think dimensions are like layered?
Oh, like yeah.
Like somebody
like an interstellar kind of thing.
Kinda like they're in another dimension and they accidentally like got a hiccup.
They got
and like went through and so was like, oh sorry.
Yeah.
Tripped out of mine.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Think it's ever happened to you?
No, but I would like it if it did. Actually, no, because if we are talking about like interstellar kind of thing, not sure if I'd want that. Like go in a black hole and then like.
I can't handle movies like that because I start spiraling, and I'm just like, well now, everything, nothing is as it seems.
Well, I'm just stupid. Like I'm just a stupid motherfucker that wants to go into a black hole willingly, just to see what's on the other side.
The first step is admitting it.
Like, I mean, you can't tell me you don't. Come on.
I wouldn't do well in a black hole.
Like people are like, oh, you'd spaghettify. I want to know what like spaghetti, like what that entails.
What do you mean you spaghettify?
Because like you go into the black hole and it like rips you like apart and like it makes you like really long and like.
How do you know?
Because that's what they're saying.
Who?
Scientists.
Who's they?
NASA scientists, astrophysicists.
Oh, so they're not getting like I thought they were getting like putting one of those Play-Doh things that turns the Play-Doh into spaghetti that you push it through.
You kind of look like that, yeah.
No, but not shredded. You said it was like taffy.
Yes, yeah, but. Like that's what the term they use, like spaghettify. I think that's like I want to see that.
There's something beautiful about that.
I just want to see that. Like it's hard to like imagine someone getting spaghettified, and you just want to.
I hope that's never something I have to come in contact with.
Hopefully not, but you never know because they were saying that like the rays from the sun take 8 minutes to get here, so the sun could have exploded like 8 minutes ago or like 7 minutes ago, and we haven't.
Someone told me at work that there's like a meteor that like headed to Earth today. It was like a mile long. Apparently, though, she's like, yeah, I heard that it's not affecting us, though.
I'm pretty sure that thing would wipe us out
like,
if it was a mile long.
Like, not the whole Earth.
Yeah.
The Earth is bigger than a...
Yeah, but because of how fast that meteor is traveling, and if it hits Earth at that speed, it's going to send like a shot.
Said no. So
I'm telling you, yeah.
I just don't know.
You're talking to a marketing
bullshit artist.
No, I know that like if something were to hit Earth that large, that fast, it could do some serious damage. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't learn that in science because my teacher was getting a divorce that year, so
mine wasn't. So I did.
He had other pressing matters. But
well,
anyway,
off topic.
Back on topic. What would you do if you saw a ghost? Like, actually saw one? Because I feel like we joke and we'd be like, we'll dap him up or whatever. But, like, do you think you would, like, be a little, like, taken aback? Like, kind of like, am I actually seeing this right now? Or do you think you would be, like, it'd be, like, normal?
I think, like, in the beginning, I'd be a little bit skeptical. and I'd be like, don't know if I just saw that, you know, like whatever. I think I'm just seeing things. You know, it is dark. You know. I think if it happened again, you know, I'd be like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then if I saw it for a third time, I'd be like, yeah, third time's the charm. This place is haunted. You know, ghosts, cool. It depends if it's like malicious or not. If it's malicious, not even gonna try to attempt to like learn about it, know about it. But if it's like nice, you know, I'll dibble dabble in some stuff.
We'll chat.
I'll hit him up.
We'll get lunch.
No, exactly. And you know, it's funny because I just watched The Nun, the second one. Third one?
I think there's two.
There's two. I watched the second one recently.
Tanner and I watch the Conjuring universe, I feel like, fairly often.
I like them. A lot of people don't like them. But
Tanner really likes them too. He's like, I think that they're just good movies.
They are.
They actually have like a story.
Yeah.
like to go with it.
I'm not like a big like movie well, like I'm a movie person, but like how people go in depth and like, I didn't like this movie because of this point in the plot. I'm like, I can care less. It's a movie. Yeah. I'll watch it. If it's good, it's good. If I like, there's a lot of movies that I've watched where I'm like, that was a bad movie.
What's your least favorite movie? What are some movies that you don't like?
I don't even know. But like people say like I
don't know. Happy Feet. So
okay.
That's one of my least favorites. I walked out of the movie theaters.
Well, like, was it because of the leopard seal, or?
No, it's because nobody would give the fucking penguin a break. I was like, I'm not even kidding. I don't even know how old I was when it came out, but I literally sat on the bench outside the theater until my mom and sister were done because I was so torn up about the fact that I was like, this is not a happy movie. The penguin is getting hit with devastation after devastation. I think they should have given him a break.
All right.
Personally, I'm getting teary-eyed thinking about it.
Oh my gosh. I think for me though, like people say like I'm big into like superhero movies or like, you know, Star Wars or whatever. So like people would be like, oh, you know, this movie sucked. This Marvel movie sucked. And I'd be like, I liked it. Like,
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I thought it was.
A lot of people are pretty critical of movies, and it's just so incredibly like specific. And it'll be like, well, I didn't like how they like, you know, went from this place to this place in only 5 minutes. Like that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, yeah, it's a superhero movie. I think that's the least of your problems.
Yeah, I was like,
not making sense.
That's fine with me. That's fine with me. But I can't like think of like a bad movie off the top of my head. It'd have to be like I would sit down and go on Netflix or Hulu or whatever and like have to scroll through and be like, yeah, that was a pretty bad movie.
The only ones I can think of is You're Next.
You're Next.
I think it was called You're Next. It was like a scary movie.
Okay.
It was just like, it just didn't make any sense. Like the first person they sent out into the woods was like the little sister or something. And me and my brother saw it and we were like, yeah, Alexis is getting thrown out into the woods.
Oh yeah.
But then we also saw, I can't remember the name, but I left the movie. It was with Robert Pattinson. It was black and white. It was relatively recent. He was like masturbating to a mermaid statue. I don't know.
Saltburn? Was that it?
Oh, I haven't seen that, but I've heard about that.
It has like Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, he like fucked the grave or something.
Oh yeah, it's like Barry Keoghan and the guy from Euphoria. I don't know his name.
Jacob Elordi.
Yes.
No, it was. I feel like it was called like The Lighthouse or something. It was.
Nice.
There was like, I don't know. I didn't like it, but then I went online and everyone was like, "It was such a fantastic movie," and I'm like, maybe I'm just not like deep.
Yeah, I think you're a little.
He's a little shallow.
Yeah. Well, I love how we're just giving off.
Yeah, but no. Okay.
I love it, man.
Last question. Well, we kind of brushed on like why we think some people would pass the afterlife. So the last question for you would be like, what is the afterlife to you?
Ooh. I personally, I hope it's like something where you just kind of like, you see that light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. You go to that light and it's just like whatever you want kind of thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want, like, it would be like your childhood home or like whatever, your loved ones are there, you know, like you don't have to worry about, it's one of those things you don't have to worry about anything. Like there's money, there's like, if you want to have a Big Mac, get a Big Mac.
I love that.
You know, kind of thing. Like it's literally just have like whatever you want kind of thing. You can have like whatever house you want, like whatever car you want, like,
okay,
you know, stuff like that. But you know, it could be totally different, you know? Like, it could be, you know, where you get sent here and you just kind of haunt for a little bit. Or you could get sent to, like an alternate, like, universe or something like that. Or, you know, you could be, like, reincarnated or something.
I wonder, maybe you can pick, like, a retirement plan. It's kind of like, do you want to, like, live in paradise? Do you want to haunt people? Do you not? Do you feel like you have some unfinished business? Like, let me know. Maybe it's like you go to one center, and then from that center, they sort you off into where you want to go.
I feel that.
And maybe when you get there, they kind of let you know, like, hey, these are, like, the people that have died before you that you know. This is where they decided.
Okay.
If that affects your decision.
But, like, also, like, different cultures. When, like, for Egypt, for example, you have, like, the Field of Reeds. And it's, like, how I see that is, like, you're literally in a field of reeds, and there's, like, an oasis and all that. I'm like, I don't want to be living out the afterlife in a field of reeds.
There's no Arnold Palmers, like, there's no Big Macs. Like, I feel like
Scandinavia has, like, the Valhalla, and, like, you're just, like, at this big, like, long table, eating, drinking with all your buds. I'm like,
I love that.
You know, I would love that, but my social battery would probably go out pretty fast.
Yeah, like, I want an afterlife where I can go to bed at some, like, at a reasonable hour at some point. It's more, like, what I'm looking for.
So do you think, like, the afterlife is, like, a glorified version of, like, real life?
Yeah, I think so. I think...
That's what I'm hoping.
Because, honestly, I would like to not think that there's, like, a place where people, like, get punished or anything. Mm-hmm. I would like to think that it's either that...
Maybe their punishment is coming back here and reliving all their bad memories.
Maybe it's, like, you either can go off, or, like, maybe if you weren't a great person, they make you do, like, community service or something.
You did not just say that.
I don't know. Like, something like... Like, maybe they make you... Like, not people that get the death penalty, but, mm-hmm. like, people... You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you didn't have a great relationship with your kids. Like, maybe, I don't know, volunteer to, like, make wind happen at a kid's daycare. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm bouncing ideas off of whoever's listening. You know?
Oh my gosh.
So I guess in general, those are my general vibes.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like anything could happen.
Yeah. I mean, there's a part of me that's just like, it's impossible to predict, like, what actually happens. If it's literally just, like, lights out kind of thing, or if it's like you just go somewhere else, like, you spend time with your family, like, you're in, like, your, like, fantasy world. If you're, like, I don't know, roaming around, you know, Tampa, just kind of doing your thing.
Yeah, I feel like,
I don't know,
and, like, nobody can report back. But honestly, there are some, like, near-death experiences where people say that they, like, go to a light or, like, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's, like, I also wonder if, like, if you have near-death experiences, if what you see when you're dying has anything to do with, like, maybe either what you believe in or, like if that plays a part. Because the human mind, I feel like, is just crazy. I'm going to be so honest. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But you know what? This is the last thing. There's a theory that I heard where, what if the life we're living, like, right now, we're actually, like, on our deathbed and, like, we're reliving through our, like...
Please don't do
like,
that.
our life is flashing before our eyes, so we're, like, reliving our life on our deathbed right now.
You're gonna get a text tonight at, like, 2 a.m. from Tanner, and he's gonna be like, so she hasn't slept, thanks. Like, she's been on YouTube for the past 2 hours.
That's you on your deathbed, like, reliving that time you're on YouTube.
So, actually, when my grandfather was, like, dying, he used to call for my mom, and he used to tell her she was going backwards. And he just kept telling people, I'm going backwards. And nobody knew what he meant. And finally, my mom talked to him for a little bit, and she's like, oh. And she finally figured out he was reliving his life. Like, as he was dying, he was literally going backwards and reliving his life. And then once he was done doing that, he passed. It was like, so it's like, I almost feel like maybe it's like a lot longer than you think.
And there's something kind of like, I don't say nice, but like soothing about it.
There's something soothing about it, because I'm like, well, the worst part's already over. You know?
Like,
I guess on that note, thank you so much for listening.
Oh my gosh.
If you want us to haunt you when we die, Leave it in the comments.
You know I would too.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
Literally everywhere.
Literally everywhere. Everywhere you listen to podcasts too. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.